Yes. Welcome back to another City Extra stream. It's the player ratings. It's the it's probably the most grim player ratings of the season so far. Just based on what's happened, isn't it? Like, I mean, it's 7 points behind now, so it's left a sour taste, a sour ending to the to 2022.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to just move on with 2023 and forget about 2022 and that. We have to speak about it. We're playing a couple of days now. Time to reflect, and then we just got to chat about it, see the situation. I expect these to be quite brutal, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be I don't think one of the nicest play ratings going. But it is New Year, so Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you all had a good New Year's Eve, New Year's last day. Do you know what I mean? A good night last night. I was in bed by 8:30 because of what a staying out kind of guy I am. But it is what it is. But Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to everyone. Like John said, it's a bit shit that we couldn't. Oh, I don't know. If there was a camera there. It's a bit shit that we couldn't get off to a winning end. Is that it? A winning end to 2022. Yeah. But it is what it is. We've got the player ratings coming up for you now, guys. Obviously, the Xtra Club vote on this in the Discord server. If you want to impact the player ratings in the future, then become an Xtra Club member. Link is in the description. Get yourself in the Discord server. Get voting. Make sure you go download the One Football app as well. They sponsored today's stream. It's a completely free app to download. Link is in the description and pinned comment. It's completely free to download, completely free to use. You download it, you do help support the channel if you use our link, man. So appreciate everyone that gets that. Get all your in-game stats, match commentary, transfer news and rumours, which hopefully might start popping now, maybe not, who knows. But yeah, all the details are in the description. Cyan May is yes using his member chat. Of course, if you are an Xtra Club member, you do get one chat a month. Said, fun fact, if we win our next 3 matches, we have more points than in 18-19 based on that. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. You're only 3 points behind where we were last year.
However, that is a big if with the next 3 matches that we've got. And also, but on that, I get it. I do get that side of things, but that doesn't mean that Arsenal aren't running away with it at this moment in time. This feels like, it was 18-19 the year Liverpool won it. I was at 19-20. I can't remember. Anyway, this feels like the year that Liverpool won it. Don't know what it is. Yeah. There's just a feeling about that kind of getting that same vibe from this season. I've got that kind of same vibe, and I don't want to have them vibes. And I, like I said, I do still back us. I know it would be difficult. I do still back us, but and we are used to chasing and stuff, so I do still back us. It's just I get them kind of vibes. So I back us, but you know what I mean. It's not good. Yeah, I do see what you're saying, Siamese, mate. That's a little bit of positivity to throw in there.
Yeah. Right, okay. Let's get into the player ratings then, guys. Obviously, let us know what you think in the chat as we go along with these. As always, we'll start with Ederson and work our way up. I'll give you the stats as well from the game. So, Ederson yesterday played 90 minutes, made 1 run out, which was successful. He had 14 passes. Which were all successful. One long ball, which was successful, and that was it. Didn't make a save. Again, know your stats for Ederson. Couldn't have done anything about the goal. I want to see no one blaming Ederson about the goal.
Yeah, I can't give him a lesser rating because we conceded, because I don't see how Ederson could have done anything different. And we seen the chat last night that bare people giving Ederson hate, saying that he should have saved it, but it's like, no, that ain't the case. That is not the case at all. I think it's another difficult rating for Ederson. It was just a standard one, isn't it? Like, nothing. It didn't do nothing great.
Bob's like a
6.
He's got 100% pass accuracy, so I could probably push him up to a 7 at the max, because he did get that 100% pass accuracy. You know what I mean? He didn't put a single pass wrong. Like, every single pass went to its intended destination. But again, when he doesn't face shots and he doesn't make saves, it's difficult to give him a high rating. So I'm gonna just give him a 7. Gave the ball away so cheaply. According to the stats, bro.
All his Yeah, I don't actually remember him giving the ball away either.
No, according to the stats, he didn't give the ball away. Once.
Oh wait, unless no, I think he might be speaking about something else in the chat.
Oh, he might be speaking about something else in the chat.
Yeah, just having a chat in the chat, innit?
That's fair.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna give him a 7.
Players, yeah, 7's fair. I said 6 from just as like a standard kind of thing, but yeah, either's fair. I'm fine with either. The Xtra Club have given him a 6 as well, which I can't argue with. It's just a standard game.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Right, let's move on to Rico Lewis then, who was playing right back, but he wasn't really playing right back, was he? Let's be honest. He was playing on the right side.
He never plays right back.
No, drifts inside as well. Guy played 87 minutes, only misplaced 2 out of his 56 passes with a 96% pass accuracy. 1 cross successful, 1 long ball successful, won 2 out of his 3 ground duels, and made a couple of tackles there as well. I thought he had another pretty decent game, Rico Lewis. I thought towards the end, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it seemed like maybe he misplaced a pass, or after the goal, he got rocked a little bit. But, just generally throughout the match, I thought he had a pretty solid game. And again, really, really impressed.
I thought he was fine again. Honestly, I thought out of the players out there, I think he's one of them ones that you're looking at going, yeah, he looks all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't say he had a stinker. Obviously, with the whole Damari Gray situation, it wasn't just him at fault. There was a few of them who didn't go to him or close him down, so I can't alone blame him for the goal or anything. So, yeah, I think it was a decent game for him, and he looked good again. That's the thing. I mean, eye test wise, he passes it every single time. He looks good. Because he just looks like he's a part of the team. One thing that I would like to see is him actually playing as a right back. I'd like to see if he can actually play the right back role. Because at this moment in time, he's just an inverted. He just inverts into the midfield, and I get that he can do that now. But I'd like to see if he can just play that right back role in case we need to revert back to that.
Do you think, even though Rico Lewis, I don't think he's at fault for the Damari Gray goal. Obviously, Rodri is the one who gave it away. I think all the defenders,
they step off.
Yeah, I mean, he's just. I don't even think he's at fault, man. I mean, I just think that he's probably the closest one, so he's maybe just getting attached to the blame a little bit. My question is, and I did say this before the goal, do you think Pep made a mistake not taking Rico Lewis off before they scored and putting Kyle Walker on? Do you think they would have scored that goal if Kyle Walker was on the football pitch? I don't think
no, because Kyle Walker could have the pace to get back in time before Damari Gray can get into that situation.
Correct, because when Damari Gray gets running, John Stones is the one tracking him down, and John Stones actually gets all the way back, and then because Akanji comes across, John Stones has to go into the middle. And I just think, and I said this at the time, so it's not reactionary. I said this before they even scored yesterday on the watch along. I thought at 1-0 we should have took Rico Lewis off, even though Rico Lewis was probably our best player at that point. Sometimes you have to make.
Sometimes you got to just switch it up, yeah.
And I thought you should have put Kyle Walker on for Rico Lewis yesterday, even though Rico Lewis was probably one of our best players.
Well, we knew the way that they were going to. Their game plan was, and that was to counter-attack us, so it would have made sense to get Kyle Walker on anyway for the counter-attacking pace. And Kyle Walker's less likely to be inverting like Rico Lewis was. Rico Lewis inverting is doing 1-2s and bombing forward, whereas we didn't when we're 1-0 up in that. But we shouldn't really be full setting that kind of thing. It's very risky. Having Kyle Walker on, I think, would have offered a bit more surety at the back. But like I say, is what it is. Pep didn't make that call, and which to be fair, do we expect Pep to make them calls nowadays? Because that ain't Pep things. No, like, he don't make them kind of subs. Like he just never don't make them kind of subs. He just never makes subs until it's too late. Is he reactionary? Not.
This is the thing. It's starting to bug me because
pissing me off.
I just think that yesterday was at 1-0. We weren't creating too many chances yesterday. I think at 1-0, I think the game was just screaming out to just put Kyle Walker on and maybe go to a flat back four and then just kill the game.
I back that. I back that.
When we was playing against Madrid at the Bernabeu, you got couple of 10 minutes to go or whatever. You got a 2-goal cushion. Whack another defender on there. Whack Ake on in the middle. Pack the box out. I feel like sometimes, like, you know what I mean, you've got to shit house it.
Yeah.
And I don't think Pep shit houses it enough, man. I think that sometimes you do have to make these tactical decisions. And yes, people might have gone, that's a strange move because Rico Lewis is probably one of our best players at the time. But then you get the win and then you go, oh yeah, chill in. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Player rating.
I get it.
Player rating for Rico Lewis. I'm gonna just give him a 7, man. I'm gonna give him a 7.
I was gonna give him a 7 as well. I thought he looked decent, so I think a 7 is very fair. The Xtra Club have given Rico Lewis a 6.9, so in the same kind of ballpark. I think 7's fair.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that goal again, bro. Demarai Gray's in our penalty area, right?
Falls over. Man falls over. Still has time.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but there's also a lot of errors. So basically, I'll take you through it. Yeah, Demarai Gray's got the ball. Akanji's on him, right? John Stones then backs off into the middle, because obviously Akanji's the middle centre back. So to be honest, Akanji's kind of fucked up a little bit here because he's caused the issue because he's come out. John Stones is tracking Demarai Gray. Maybe Akanji's thinking John Stones isn't getting back. So Akanji's gone over. John Stones then goes, oh, Akanji's come over. I need to now go in the middle. So he goes in the middle. Rodri's in the middle. But then the problem is, one of the Everton players, I don't know who it is, makes an overlapping run. So Akanji drops off Demarai Gray, who's got the ball, and goes to the winger, which then means there's no one on Demarai Gray who's right-footed, cuts in. Rico Lewis is wrong-footed. Guy falls over. Demarai Gray falls over, gets up, and still manages to pop a shot off. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players inside the penalty area, and there's no one within about 4 or 5 yards of Demarai Gray.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, catalogue of errors there. It's a mess from City. It is a mess from City, and I'm not taking anything away from the goal. By the way, the goal is a worldie. It's an incredible finish from Demarai Gray, but it's Demarai Gray at the end of the day. You can't allow him to have that space because he will do things like that.
The more I watch the goal, I'm thinking, I don't know if any player has actually done anything wrong. For me, it's the system. It's this 3 at the back thing, man. Because Rico Lewis, yeah, he would be carrying. He would be the guy who would be getting the overlapper, and it'd be John Stones or Akanji who then goes to Demarai Gray. But because we're playing this 3 at the back, Rico Lewis is inverted, so Rico Lewis is in the middle.
Yeah, so basically everyone ends up in a mess.
It's a mess. I'm looking at it. And it is a mess. It's difficult to blame anyone, bro. It's difficult to blame any individual person. And I think, to be honest, it's probably the defensive shape and system which has caused that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go for a 7.
I agree. And the Xtra Club will give him a 6.9.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
55. Yes, 55. Hope you had a good New Year, mate. If Pep continues to do this no sub thing, then he does need to go. Big statements. Not even because it costs us results, because it increases player injury. Well, I don't agree, because I don't agree Pep should go in any sense of the form. However, if you're thinking about that, then you sound like the Bayern fans back when he was at Bayern, because he was doing the same thing there, where he barely made subs and that and rinsing the players. Then didn't he end up sacking he sacked the medical guy, the main guy who'd been there for like years. He ended up sacking him and getting rid of him, or he quit, whatever it was. Because Pep's just relentless like this. But the no subs thing, it's starting to, it's one of the most prominent things that you see nowadays when we're dropping points is, why is Pep still not making subs? Or when he makes the subs, why is he leaving it so late? We didn't make subs until past the 80th minute. And I get there was 10 minutes added on, but what's that about? Make the subs earlier, change the game earlier. I don't get it.
87 minutes.
I get it, because like how we said before, I said it yesterday as well, we said it quite a few times on this channel, is if you sat down with Pep and asked him about it, it'd probably give you a reasonable explanation. But we don't have that opportunity to sit down with Pep and ask him about it, and no one really does that. I'd love a journalist, bro, to just ask him about the substitute situation and then get an honest answer from Pep. Because it is weird. It's the weirdest thing, bro. It's weird. All the players there on the bench, bro. The subs there for a reason. Sheev City, yes, with a 2 says Pep just don't want to see games out, and it equals a problem. Well, he didn't want to see that out at all yesterday at 1-0. It's annoying as well, because it was such a cheap goal to give away. Previous to that goal, we was in control of the game in the sense of that Everton didn't look like scoring at all. But it's just like you can't write teams off at all now. Like nowadays, you can't write teams off. They will hurt you, and especially with the way that we play, because they'll just hurt you with one counter. Do you know what?
Do you know what Everton's expected goals was yesterday?
Oh yeah, it's bad, wasn't it?
0.09. 0.09. They had 2 shots in the whole entire football match. Mad, isn't it? And that's why you got to see the game out.
Yeah, it's it's rough, and it is rough as well because it's these conversations, man. I feel like every time we drop points, bro, we go through something similar, and we have similar conversations all the time. Freddie Pie in the chat, yeah, says Freddie Pie says Happy New Year, boys. Here's to winning the league by 15 points, in my opinion. Go on, Freddie Pie, mate.
We'll see, man.
If that happens, then buzzing.
Lazuli, member for a mum, says, yes, LBJP, keep the positive vibes. I'd like to hear your thoughts on how reliant we are on KDB crosses and Haaland compared to last year. We'll probably come on to that when we go through KDB, bro, so stay tuned. And the prodigal, yes, says, main issue is creativity and defence. That's a bit of an issue. Now we only click if KDB clicks. If you close down KDB or if he has a stinker, City are no threat. Defence exposed because of the gaps in the old midfield. Need tenacity. We'll come on to that because obviously 2 people have said that. We'll come on to it when we get to KDB. Let's move on then from Rico Lewis. Let's move over to John Stones. His stats in the game yesterday: played 90 minutes, made 2 clearances and 1 tackle. He won 1 out of his 2 ground duels, didn't win any of his aerial duels, had a 93% pass accuracy of 88 passes, 6 long balls, 4 successful. He hit the bar, of course, the post, on his header, and he had another shot off target. I think he's doing all right. Do you know what I mean? He's doing all right in a position that he shouldn't be playing in my opinion. I think it's real time that we seriously look at this system at the back, and I think it's time it needs to go in the bin, man. But I think he played all right yesterday. I think he had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, I think he played fine yesterday. And yeah, I agree with going back to the back 4, just a standard back 4. Do you know what I mean? On this complicated stuff, and I think that'll help out him. I think when Cancelo comes back, which we know he is back, I don't understand why we're not throwing him in at all, really. And that's the thing though. Walker's back as well, so yesterday we could have ran our normal back 4 system. I could understand previous when, like, if you've got like Walker out and he doesn't want to do the standard stuff, so he plays like Stones or a Akanji kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But then now it's really weird. It's weird. So because it has looked good at points. And you can see it's really interesting to see the way the system works. But then the way we're getting exposed nowadays, it just makes me want to just go, nah, put it in the bin. Let's go back to standard, back to formula, and we can chill with our normal back 4 where Cancelo's being the creative Donny for us. From the full back positions anyway.
Yeah. John Stones for me, I think he had a pretty solid game. I give Rico Lewis a 7. I'll probably give John Stones a 7.
I'd give him a 7 as well. Exact same.
Yeah. The Xtra Club give him a 6.6. So yeah, that seems reasonable.
Same ballpark.
Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream, by the way, if you've not done so already, man. We need 25 people. Hit that thumbs up button. Get those likes past 100 for us. Just helps people see the videos live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Massive shout out to the guys at OneFootball for sponsoring today's stream. Link is in the description and pinned comment. If you guys want the in-game stats, in-game commentary, all completely for free to your phone, download the app. Link is there in the description. Should we move on to Akanji then? Yesterday, where we at here? Stats, 90 minutes played, made 1 clearance. He got dribbled past once, 5 ground duels, won 2. 2 aerial duels, won them both. There you go. Not too much going on there with Akanji. I've got to say, I've had the biggest 180 on this guy I think I've ever had.
You really hate Akanji nowadays.
And I don't hate him. No,
you don't hate anyone in it. We said it yesterday. Hate's a strong word.
Yeah, I don't hate him. I just think their first 2 games, he looked pretty solid. And I'll just say, I don't think he's put in a good performance in since those 2 first games. And those first 2 games, one was against Seville. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but I think something that you got to look at is the fact that he was playing right back for most of his games after those first 2.
But even yesterday, I didn't think
he was
good
legit playing.
yesterday.
He was playing right back for most of the games. Yes, he has been poor in the air as well. He has been poor in the air. I do think he's a good addition to the squad. I do like him. However, I think he's showing more in a sense of why he. Do you remember when he first came? It was like, oh, Akanji could generally be a starter for us. Whereas now, I feel like he's kind of showing why he probably won't be a starter in the long run. He is going to be like a rotational player who will come in and out of the squad. I think we'll stick to the people that we know. I think 15 million. I think is still a big bargain for him. It's just when he played right back, that was arse. It's weird because yesterday, even in the stream, we both said like it didn't look bad. In the stream yesterday, we was literally we were sat there saying, "Yeah, Kanji looked decent today."
Yeah, he's definitely better in that centre position than he is on the right hand side. I still think that he's like. I don't think his build-up play is good enough from the back. I don't think he's good enough on the ball compared to like Laporte and Stones. So I think we lose a little bit there. It's clearly not good enough in the air.
I'd just like to see Akanji as a centre back, a right-sided centre back, a left-sided centre back, whichever one you want. No, none of this middle thing, none of this right back situation. Just get him in a normal back four. He's looked good when he's been in a normal back four and played right-sided centre back.
I think he's also, you got to accept, he's also a fourth or fifth choice centre back. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He's not a starter.
No. So, I think on the whole, yesterday done all right.
But like, I thought he was fine yesterday. Like, other than the goal, but then loads of them had a mess for the goal.
And the thing is, it depends what you say on the goal. Because some people will go, "Oh, I should have stuck with Damari Gray," but then if he passes it to the overlapper and the guy crosses it in and Dominic Calvert-Lewin taps in at the back post, people are going to be like, "Oh, why did he not go with the runner?" So he's in this catch-22. I think it's the system. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to be generous. I think I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give him a 7. I think he's done all right. But this guy cannot be like starting like once. He's a fifth choice, man.
See, I'm fine with Akanji starting games still. I'm still fine with it. He's shown in games before that even when we started Akanji and Ake at times, he's been fine. He's been absolutely fine. In a back four, he's been absolutely fine.
I think we lose way too much in terms of our build-up play. And it's the same with Ake. We'll come on to Ake in a sec. I think it's the same for me. Like I just don't. He's not good enough on the ball. I
think he's all right on the ball.
No, no. That's the right thing. He's all right on the ball. But when you're an elite football club, you need better than all right. You need Laporte and John Stones levels, and they're so far behind that we just lose way too much. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. Like I say yesterday when I was watching the game, I said in the stream I think it'd be unfair for me to do anything different. I said in the stream I actually thought it was all right yesterday. I do think he's exposing himself a little bit, but at the same time, £15 million. Like I can understand him. We were saying we're looking for the flaws. we're struggling to find them for ages, but nowadays we are kind of hitting.
I would also say to also be fair, and to be fair, I'm being fair. I give the guy a 7. To also be fair, I do think if you put him in a back two with Diaz, Stones, or Laporte next to him, I think he'd look pretty.
Well, that's what I mean. He has looked fine. He has looked fine in back four situations, like the standard back four driller, not this Ake left back, not the 3 centre back situation, or when he's the right back. Like if he's not playing right back and he's not playing in a back 3 and he's playing in a back 4, we just Diaz or anyone next to him, I think he's absolutely fine. And I won't mind who he partners. Don't mind who he partners. It could be Ake, it could be Laporte, not ours. I'm fine for him then. Like I say, it is what it is. It's these games. I do think he has to improve in the air. I think I think that's something that we've noticed very, very quick, that he's not good in the air at all. But I say that, but yesterday he actually dealt with DCL quite a bit. Anyway, yeah. Xtra Club members have given him a 6. They're giving a 6, we give him a 7. Moving on to the other centre back.
Yeah, Nathan Ake. Crossover boxing, by the way, with the member chat. Would you rather start Ake or Akanji? It depends what formation, what system you're playing, bro.
I think Ake is more left-sided for me. I think Akanji more right-sided.
if you're playing this back three thing, which I'm not really liking at the moment, and you want someone to play on the left, then obviously you're probably going to play Ake. If you play the back two, again, it kind of depends what you want. It depends on your opposition. I think they're both just sort of like the same, similar levels. Both, I think Akanji's probably has strengths that Ake has, and Ake probably has strengths that Akanji doesn't have. I think they're not too far apart. KP Masters with a 5, patiently waiting for you all to make an excuse for Grealish. Keep the same energy you have for Akanji for Grealish as well, LB. Well, stay tuned, bro. We'll see what I say about him. Ake, 90 minutes played, 3 clearances. Got one tackle. With 4 ground duels, 1-6, 3 aerial duels, 1-4, 111 touches of the ball, 93 passes with a 94% pass accuracy, 3 long balls, non-successful. I mean, what can I say about this guy? Same stuff I say quite a lot. Defensively, pretty sound.
Going
I
forward,
just think again, I think he doesn't. He takes too much away from what we can get. If you have I know Laporte wasn't fit yesterday, right? So before people say he wasn't even fit. When you have a Stones and Laporte at the back, right? Or you have one of them in a central position, they can take the ball into the midfield, whether they drive it out from the back or whether they play a pass in. Ake ain't got that in his locker. And I'm not slagging him off for it. That's not his game. He's a very, very, very good defender. And this season defensively, for me, bar Liverpool, he's been perfect. But we just lose too much going forward when he plays, especially when he plays on that left side. For me, with Akanji, I just think we just lose too much going forward. Defensively, fine.
The thing is though, on that left hand side, having Cancelo over Ake is an incredible improvement for the team. Like, incredible creatively. Now, defensively, yeah, I get it. But in games like where Everton are going to sit back, I am surprised we went with the back three thing. I get that's what we've been running recently. But it would have been nice to have someone like Cancelo in. Because I think he offers us so much going forward. Like that left hand side yesterday with Ake there just weren't it. Like Ake basically trying to bomb him down the wing, not really. But the thing is with Ake, when you look at him, it's like he doesn't know whether to go or stick either. Then you've got Grealish who's like overlap me. Do you know what I mean? Telling him to come, but realistic situation, you do not want Ake being the guy putting balls into the box on the left hand side, doing the overlap. That's not it.
And it's important to say when you're coming up with the match rating, the player rating for him, to bear that in mind, that's not really...
It's not his game. It's not his fault. Pep's playing him there. It's not his fault that he's doing that. Like, Pep's putting him in them positions. Like, Ake should be playing as a centre-back, not a left wing-back. Like,
yeah, or a left-sided centre-back through. Well, he can play that. It's just
he can play that, but chill back, innit? You know what I mean? Then or accept that he's not going to offer anything going forward.
Nathan Ake, again, pretty solid. Solid performance. I would give him a 7, which is kind of mad because that means I give every single player in the back line a 7. But that's how I feel. The defence didn't really do anything wrong yesterday. They conceded in the whole match. No one can say the defence had a stinker yesterday. We conceded in the whole 90 minutes. We conceded 2 shots. 2. Yeah. And then if you look at the goal, you go, okay, well, could the defence have done anything better? I mean, maybe Rico could have got back in there, but he's playing inverted. Is he meant to go over there? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Akanji's got an overlapping fullback. Is he meant to go there? John Stones has gone into the middle because Akanji's come from the middle to go to the wing. Like, I just think the goal came. For me, that goal is a fault of the system, not the players. And some people can disagree with that. That's fine. But that's my opinion. So therefore, based on the fact that we only conceded 2 shots in the whole game, I have to give everyone a 7. I think they've done all right. Yeah. I don't think it's anyone's fault necessarily that the goal went in. It's just that's a system issue.
I was going to give Ake a 6.5. I'm going to give him a 6.5. The Xtra Club gave him a 6.2.
Fairs. Right, okay. Let's move on then into the midfield. Let me just get the... where's my stats gone? Well, the stat... No, they're there. I can't see it. Right, cool. Rodri played in the midfield. Jeez. 90 minutes. Had an expected goals, by the way, 0.53. Obviously had a big chance at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, big chance that, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, the guy just couldn't find the back of the net, which is a shame. Stats then: 122 touches of the ball, 103 passes, 86% pass accuracy with 4 key passes, 11 long balls, 2 unsuccessful, 2 shots off target, 1 shot blocked, and 1 big chance missed, which was one at the end. He won 6 out of his 9 ground duels, 1 out of he won his only aerial duel there as well. Made quite a lot of tackles and interceptions. I think I said it now, yeah. I think Rodri's been a bit weird since he's come back, man, from the World Cup. I don't think he's been at the same level that he was before. I don't know what it is.
I think Rodri, right? Because Rico Lewis is doing this inverted thing. The ball's going a lot more to Rico Lewis in the CDM role kind of thing rather than to Rodri. Whereas, do you know what I mean? Like, so then Rico Lewis is the guy doing it in the middle, like doing the playmaking kind of thing. That's what I see all the time. It's always Rico Lewis in about that area where Rodri usually is, who's popping about, doing the inverted thing.
Like, where's Rodri at this point?
And Rodri's usually just like on the left hand side of him, like more to the left or a bit further forward. Like,
because what I'm noticing with Rodri, right, is that I'm seeing him a little bit deeper. I'm seeing him a little bit deeper, picking up the ball off the defence. Now, why might that be the case? Well, that might be the case because Akanji and Ake don't have the facilities to be able to get him the ball further up the pitch. So then what's happening is it's all being stretched, you see. You're seeing Kevin De Bruyne playing a lot closer to Haaland and a little bit further forward than he has been in previous years, other than in certain scenarios where sometimes he does drop bare deep like he did at the end of the game yesterday. But on the whole, he is for me a lot closer to the striker. But then what's happening is Rodri for me is going further away from Kevin De Bruyne because he for me he's picking up the ball off the defence because they're not able to get Rodri the ball. When you've got Laporte and Stones in the middle, right, they're able to get Rodri the ball further up the pitch, which means he can get the ball to Kevin De Bruyne further up the pitch. That's not happening at the moment because them two players are too far. I'd love to see some sort of stat on this to see how close Rodri is to Kevin De Bruyne, because for me, that's part of the key. Get the ball to Kev, get the ball to Haaland. You want to get Kev closer to Haaland so that the balls that he has to get to Haaland is easier. Well, how do you do that? You got to get Kevin De Bruyne closer to Haaland. Okay, well in that case, you've got to get Rodri closer to Kevin De Bruyne, because otherwise Rodri's playing 30-yard passes to him. It's probably not going to work all the time. So the way you've got to do that, you've got to have defenders and centre backs, in my opinion, that are able to give Rodri the ball higher up the pitch. And we've not got that because you've got John Stones on the right-hand side. John Stones, one of our best passers at centre-back and one of the best players who can dribble the ball out. Well, we're hardly seeing that. We've probably seen him dribble the ball out once a game because he's on the right-hand side. We got Akanji in the middle because obviously Stones on the right and Laporte was injured or wherever he went yesterday. And I just feel that's partly a reason that I'm seeing. So I don't know whether that's partly the case that I'm seeing Rodri not be quite as influential after this World Cup. Probably not. You know what I mean? Probably.
I mean, to be fair, against Leeds, he was all right.
Yeah, but I still think that like he was below his normal his normal levels in my view. I still think like he wasn't quite as good as he has been for the rest of the season.
I can't remember, but I just remember being gassed about Rodri in that game. When he had that anger thing in it and was like, "Oh, Rodri angry
but
in
again,
this."
That's kind of unlike him. He was
he was fuming. Like say maybe it is a new system thing. That's basically affecting a lot of the players, like in the performances, like because it ain't working.
Give the ball away for the goal. Poor, it's very poor. That I mean, it wasn't a difficult.
Oh no, it was terrible, absolutely terrible. He shit the bed.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I have to say it's kind of maybe slightly harsh, but at the end of the day, it was his pass which cost us a goal. It wasn't a difficult pass, one that you expect him to make. But I guess you are playing in the midfield. You are going to do that from time to time. Probably a hazard of that position, but I'll give him. I mean, at the end of the day, the pass cost us the goal. And yes, okay, I've said already that the defensive formation probably cost it us as well, but I do think, obviously, I have to give him. Do I have to give him left in a 6, bro? Because his pass cost us a goal.
I already know mine anyway. I was going with 5.5.
Yeah, I'll probably join you on the 5.5. The Xtra Club would give him a 6.1, but ultimately it was his pass which cost us the goal.
It's his pass. So I mean, it's a rip. It is a rip, and I don't like giving Rodri low ratings in it because I like Rodri and he's actually incredible. But he did shit the bed. He fucked us.
There you go. Right, let's move on. Let's go to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva yesterday played 87 minutes, had 64 touches of the ball, 50 passes, 5 unsuccessful with a 90% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 7 crosses, all unsuccessful, 3 long balls, 3 successful, 3 dribble attempts, 1 successful. He won 3 out of his 5 ground duels, and again, then made a couple of defensive tackles there as well. I thought the guy was absent, man.
Bro,
I remember seeing him touch the ball.
You know, it's mad because I'm literally side thinking, does he get less than Rodri? Rodri shit the better cost us a game, but at least he was in the game. Bernardo didn't exist.
Yeah,
he literally didn't exist, bro. He was nowhere. And then when we started switching things up a bit, he started doing that thing when he goes over to the right hand side. That weren't working. Absolutely nothing worked for him.
It was a very strange one, wasn't it, as well? Because you thought, I said it during the game, but obviously the team, every single player, bar Bernardo Silva, played 2 days ago against Leeds. So you would have thought that Bernardo would have
He'd be the one with the most energy, bringing it to the team.
He was going to be the one who really took the game by the scruff of its neck. But honestly, man, he was absent, unfortunately. I don't like saying that, but he's going to get a bad score because I don't remember him doing anything.
He was missing. He got booked for diving, That's all I remember. That's all I remember. Yeah, you're right. See people in the chat there saying that's all I remember him doing, and I agree. To be fair, Slinger there says Gundogan should have started, but I was absolutely fine with Bernardo starting, given the fact that all of our players played 2 days previous, and Gundo been a bit weird recently. He's looked good on the ball, but his passing's been arse. So I was absolutely fine for Bernardo to start. It's just, it doesn't always work out that way, and he had a stinker.
Now, the question is, does someone who appears to be absent in the game get a worse rating than someone who misplaced a pass which cost us the goal?
That's the issue, isn't it? That's what I was thinking.
I guess people will have their own opinion on this.
You could save better. You could save better and just say 5.5 as well. I see people in the chat there. MVP hardball with the 4. That stinks so bad. Osmodius there with a 6. Smiths in Post says 6. Dash says 4 as well. 4. Abubakar says 4. I was saying that I could give a case to just give it a 5.5 as well. Like, Rodri had a stinker, gets 5.5. There's a case with that, but I was saying that's like the easy way out to just give him a 5.5 as well as Rodri. I think there is a case to give him lower than that, but then
it's very difficult. I guess it depends what people think player rating should be based off. You know what I mean? If you're Rodri, you're doing stuff, but you make a critical mistake, or you don't make no mistakes, but you don't actually do anything, and you appear to be absent on the pitch. Like,
if you're absent on the pitch, it's basically like playing with 10 men, bro.
That's fair.
It's like having a man sent off.
He had an average performance. He didn't have an average performance, Jordy Pordy is my dad.
He did not have an average performance. He had a very much less than average performance. Dash says giving him a 5 is too generous. How can we give him a 5 when he ghosted more than Ronaldo?
6 is the baseline, right? So he wasn't 6 is the average. Everyone
6
starts
is an
off with
average.
6. He wasn't a 6.
He was not average. He's less than average.
I'm gonna give him a 5, man. Fuck it. And maybe I need to downgrade Rodri to a 5 as well. I don't know. You can add these player ratings in it. You know what I mean? There's no.
Tell you what. We'll lower Rodri as well. We'll give both of them a 5.
Yeah, give them both a 5.
Rodri and Bernardo 5. Terrible.
Bernardo's normally like getting about and doing stuff. I just don't remember him doing anything yesterday, and that's so strange.
Yeah,
it's very, very strange.
It's not. Bernardo's usually in there, always in the mixer, but it wasn't a thing for him. So we've given Rodri and Silva a 5. Now the Extra Club have given Rodri, they give him a 6.1, and they've given Silva a 5.1. So they're in agreement with at least the Bernardo one.
That's fair. Right, let's move on to Kevin De Bruyne. Then I'm sure a lot of people have comments about this as well. 90 minutes played in the game yesterday, 82 touches with 57 passes, misplaced 12 with a 79% pass accuracy. Key passes 5, crosses 12, 4 successful, 5 long balls, 3 successful, 2 big chances created. 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 2 shots blocked, 1 dribble attempt unsuccessful, won 1 out of his 5 ground duels. Lost possession 25 times, and did help out defensively with a couple of tackles there as well. 2 big chances created, guys. Obviously, bear that in mind. Everyone's saying
it wasn't a good performance. He was frustrating as anything.
I agree with Osman to say I thought he looked tired to me.
Yeah, because
I didn't think he looked as sharp as he did in previous matches.
Joe, for the past few games, we've been saying how sharp Kev looks. And how trim he looked. I mean, he's looking a bit faster. He didn't look anything like that yesterday. Didn't look anything like that yesterday. It was a rip for him. Absolute rip for him. And it was frustrating as well, like giving the ball away. Do you know what I mean? At the time, just like it's annoying, isn't it? And you don't really want to be seeing that from Kev. So maybe this 2-day thing, Kev maybe shouldn't have started in that game.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking to myself now, right? This guy's 31 years old. In the last 3 years, he's had 7 injuries. Are we going to have to start managing him properly? Are we able to play this guy every 3 days now? Maybe not. Maybe we're going to have to, manage this guy a little bit better. Maybe we're going to have to start subbing him off after 60 minutes when we're 1-0 up, take a little bit more risk so he's able to play the next match. Maybe we'll have to leave him out for a game or sub him on. I think that we're looking at a situation, because for me yesterday he did look tired. I did think he looked a little bit tired yesterday. And I do think that maybe we have to look at Kev now and properly manage his minutes. Otherwise, we could just burn him out.
Yeah, I mean, he like someone just put there, he's played every single minute since we've been back. That's a rip, that. Like, frustrating. But at the same time, if you'd have asked me for a predicted 11 before the match, I'd be putting Kevin at every single time, because that's the thing with Kev. He is that good, but I think it's something that we're gonna have to look at. Playing him 2 days, well, after we've just played the full 90 minutes 2 days previously, I don't think it's a wise idea to be putting Kevin straight away. Like I say, he didn't. We've been saying how sharp he looked and how fast he looked since he's been back from the World Cup, a bit more trim. And that was not the case yesterday at all. It didn't look anything like that. Yeah.
Did obviously have a big part to play in our goal. Obviously, giving the ball to Jack Grealish, which was a nice little pass.
Oh yeah, great pass that.
But yeah, just looked a little bit tired to me. I'm gonna stick with the sort of 7s for me. I'm gonna give him a 7. He was involved in the goal.
Yeah.
Can't give him any higher than that.
See, I was thinking more 6.5 on it, or based on his goal involvement. Yeah.
Well, I just think that obviously if everyone starts with a 6, I think he had a key part to play in the goal. That's why I'm going 7. Obviously, it was a brilliant ball to Jack Grealish.
Yeah, a lot of people. I see people saying 4 and 5, but the thing is, I give Rodri and Bernardo a 5. Bernardo was missing. Rodri was obviously cost us for the goal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't agree with 5.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, the thing is, guys, if you start off with a 6 and he's positively impacted the game by helping create our first goal, created 2 big chances, then I don't really know how you can be giving him like a 5.5 or a 5. You know what I mean, was he negatively did he affect us negatively yesterday? I don't think he did. I think he was positive. He's just not up to his usual standards of normal Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. On that.
Yeah, that's the rating.
On that, the Xtra Club gave him a 5.
Harsh, I think.
So the Xtra Club are very much in line with the chat.
I think that's a bit harsh. But it is what it is. Prodigal, yes, says, love Jackie G. Tired seeing him dribble from left wing to centre back and pass to a defender or get fouled near centre of the pitch and let the rival defenders settle and disrupt our flow. Well, are we coming on to? We could go on to Jackie G now, because we are moving on to the attackers. So we'll come on to Jackie G. Right, Jack Grealish. Stats, yeah. 87 minutes played, 2 block shots. And I remember one of the shots he had, it just looked like he was lazy. The guy was stood right in front of him. He didn't go for a curl. He just hit it with his laces straight at the defense. I thought
the thing is, Jack Grealish in striking the ball has not been good at all since he's been at the club, I'd say. Like, when he gets in that left hand side, bro, if he's cutting in like that and he's going for a shot, I don't back it. I think he's always blocked. I think he must have the most blocked shots. If that was a stat that people recorded, he must have the most blocked shots in the Prem.
Yeah. But then, like for yesterday, that one that I'm talking about, he shouldn't have shot. The guy stood right in front of him, and he just went to power it at his face. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, man. 2 dribble attempts, 1 successful, 50 touches, 33 passes in total with 5 misplaced with an 85% pass accuracy, 3 crosses, all unsuccessful, won 6 out of his 9 ground duels, got fouled twice, and made a couple of tackles defensively. Unfortunately, didn't kick on, did he? I thought he was really going to kick on after Leeds, man.
Yeah, same. I thought he might have that bit of confidence behind him, but no, it didn't exist. And I think people are crying out now for a bit more of a pacey winger, and I can see why. And then I've seen today on Twitter and stuff, and people saying basically exactly what we were saying yesterday about the fact, not just yesterday, we've said this in previous streams, is the fact that if you have someone like a pacey winger, Kev can then play them balls in behind the defence, kind of like what I used to do for Leroy Sané, and then you've got the winger to run onto that. You're not going to see Jack Grealish making them runs because he'll hold the width, receive the ball, and turn back. He ain't about that life making like a direct run with Kev to play the ball in behind on the wing. And it's the same with Mahrez on the other side as well. He's very much a cutback kind of season. I just think at this moment in time, it's not looking good, bruv. It's so hit and miss. It's so hit and miss. Sometimes it's like, yes, it looks good. Hopefully he can do better. But how many times do we keep saying that? I feel like we say it all the time, bro. This is when Grealish is going to do bits. This is when Grealish is going to do bits. Mm-hmm. How long do we say Grealish is going to do bits before we accept that he ain't doing bits? Like, how long does it... Basically, when Grealish gets the ball, I think... I'd love to be able to throw in an excuse and say he needs an attacking fullback. But we have one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world in Cancelo. And Cancelo just prefers to do it himself rather than give the ball to Grealish. So that seems to clash. So I don't know, innit? I don't know what to do.
Well, there's a few things that you need to look at doing. Right, I've just sent you. I'm going to send you a heat map, bro. Right, I want you to put black on screen. Right, whilst you do that, there's a couple of things that you could do. Right, number one, I think you're not going to get the best out of Jack Grealish until you get a traditional left back who can fly up the wing and put crosses in. Factual information. Nobody anywhere can tell me that if you get a better left back in who can actually put crosses in, make overlapping runs, that will not make Jack Grealish better. No one can tell me that that's not true, right? So the fact that Ake's playing, bad, yeah, that ain't going to help. Last year we had Zinchenko. That doesn't help either because he doesn't really overlap that much. He does sometimes, but not as much as a normal traditional one would do. Sergio Gomez has come in. On the odd time that they have played together, they've looked actually okay. Problem is, Sergio Gomez also inverts quite a bit now when he plays, and now it doesn't look like as if Sergio Gomez is going to play at all, right? So that's the first issue. You've got to get a left back in who can fly down the wing. So then that gives Jack Grealish another option. Every time Jack Grealish receives the ball on that left wing, if he's not marked by 2 people, he's definitely marked by at least like 1 person very, very close to him. So 9 times out of 10, every time he gets the ball, he gets the ball, looks up. Normally he has 2 players in front of him that he has to try and take on.
Yeah.
Or the pass to Gundogan is not available because Gundogan is in a bit of a dodgy situation. Bernardo does help him out sometimes, but he's not. Like yesterday was just absent. So what does he have to do? He turns around where normally you'd probably have like a flying left back, and he goes all the way back to Ake, or he dribbles back to the halfway line to retain possession. Because all he's going to do is, if he's got 2 people in front of him, he's probably get tackled. The heat map there shows you. Look at the red marker. Another thing that you've got to do for me if you got Jack Grealish on a football pitch is get him a lot closer into that penalty area. Now,
I think you got to push him up a lot higher there. Do you like him in that basically the top left side? Because look, see that position there where he is there. If Cancelo plays, bro, Cancelo is there. Cancelo be in that exact position where during the red heat map there, where Grealish has spent most of his game. Cancelo be pushed forward there as a standard. So I think Grealish should then naturally have to be pushed a lot further forward.
Yeah. So that's for me. You've got to get a left back in to help him out. Otherwise, I don't really see what he can do. And he will continue to have these pretty poor, below par performances where he's not impacting the game because he doesn't have the blistering acceleration of Phil Foden. He doesn't have the tricks of Phil Foden. Phil Foden doesn't need Phil Foden, I think, would also benefit if he's playing on left wing, which he shouldn't do, but we'll come on to that in a minute. If Phil Foden's playing on left wing, he would also benefit from having a normal left back. But what Phil Foden has over Grealish, he's got that burst of pace. He's got the skill
to beat them.
He doesn't have the £100 million price tag on his shoulders either, which probably helps. But Grealish doesn't have that. And I think for Grealish, the only way Grealish is going to properly work in this system is if you get a proper left back in. And until we do, he'll keep performing like this because his only options is to take on two players or turn around and give it to Ake.
Yeah, the thing is, you are right. If you watch Grealish, every time we play, right, if you go back and watch games, watch every time Grealish gets the ball, I guarantee there's two men stood in front of him. That's why he needs more, to like say, an attacking fullback will help him out in them situations. But the thing is, because of this is the way that team's set up against us and that, if we get Leao, say like if that's the thing, I know everyone wants to go get Leao. Is that going to be a thing? Like, is he just going to get doubled up on, and then are we going to see a similar situation, or is that going to be changed because Leao has that pace about him? Like Leao can knock it past a man and run past the guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm interested.
If you get Rafael Leao and he plays left wing,
yeah.
He's still going to come into the same.
He's going to cut in
because he's a little bit faster. He's probably going to get away with it and not suffer as much as Jack Grealish. But yeah, man, I think yesterday Jack Grealish, poor game, stressed me out quite a bit. There's a number of things he did on the football pitch which was frustrating. But like I say, until you get a left back in there, you're not going to get anything better than this. He'll have to do the odd game where he does well, and I think he'll do better in the big games. I think he'll do better in the big games where it's not quite as defensive. So you look at one of his best games this season, Man United.
Yeah.
Because the game's a bit more open. I think he'll do good in them games. I think Liverpool, he didn't play against Liverpool. I think he played there, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think he'll do all right. But when you're playing these teams like Everton, who come rightly so to come and defend because they need the point, you're not going to get anything out of him, I don't think.
Yeah, an interesting thing would be to see would be in that United game, what his heat map was for that. Like, what was his average position basically there? Was it similar to that, or was it more midfield? Like, I feel like in that United game, we've seen Grealish drive more through the middle in that game. So
yeah, because the space is there.
Yeah,
because obviously they're trying to attack. They're trying to score. But Everton didn't try and attack yesterday.
So, but is there not a case of maybe bringing Grealish into the middle?
What, as a midfielder?
Yeah. It's like basically when we first signed Grealish, it was to replace Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, I mean potentially, but clearly Pep
just goes, nah, I don't want to do that, which is annoying. But it'd be nice to at least try it. Like, it's something that we've said a lot, and it's clearly not working out for Grealish on the left hand side. But Pep sees something that he likes. Haaland scoring goals with Grealish in the team, but like. That's it. Kevin De Bruyne says, then why did we buy him? Because Bernardo Silva was going to leave. Like, he wanted to leave, and the club were like, yeah, when someone comes in for the price, you can leave. Then the idea was, we'll go get Grealish. That was the plan. However, Bernardo Silva stayed, so he played that midfield role, and Grealish got moved out onto the left-hand side. But it's clearly not working out, and I think something needs to change.
Well, until you sign a left-back, you're not going to get anything better than this. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. Like I say, he will play good in certain games. I think when you've got space, I think he can exploit the space, and I think you'll get good games from him. But in games like that yesterday, where teams come, and I think it'll be worse at home because teams come to our place and just think, we're going to defend and just take a point. I think in away games, obviously Leicester didn't do it, but generally in away games, the home teams are a little bit more open to attacking just for the home fans. That you might get a little bit more joy with him away from home. At the Etihad, when you play anyone outside the top 5, top 6, I think he's going to struggle. Until you sign a left back, I think he's going to struggle. That's just where I feel.
Hamadness with a 17.99. Yes, it's Hamadness, mate. Appreciate that, mate. It says next 3 Premier League games: Chelsea away, United away, and Spurs at home. How many points we getting, Bray? 9, mate. 9 points.
I think we'll do very well in them 3 games. I think we will do good against the big teams. I think it's the small team, not small teams, the teams lower down the league that I think we'll struggle against.
Yeah. They're basically the teams that are going to come and sit there and just like put every man behind the ball kind of thing. I think they're the ones that'll be more difficult. That Spurs home game, by the way, is going to be absolutely rubbish. I'm not looking forward to. Basically, the next 3 games, I'm genuinely not looking forward to because of the way that we've seen City yesterday. It's a bit dodge. Like, it's hard to judge us. You know what I mean? Like, at points, in the last few games, like, you know what I mean? We play Liverpool, play Leeds. At points, we've looked sick, and then at points, obviously, we look like yesterday. So it's a weird one. But hopefully 9 points. The prodigal Fraudson, yes, with a 40 says, try Jackie G right wing. He dribbles back again, then take it to Girona. I don't think we'll ever see Jack Grealish playing right wing.
I don't either. But why is he dribbling back? Because he's got 2 players in front of him, and he's got nowhere
left back to go. Yeah, there's no overlapping left back, so
he's got to.
Yeah, he has to turn around. That's
just a fact. Like, what else do you want him to do? Try and take on 2 players?
He can't just take on 2 players every time because then when he gets beat,
keep the ball and go back. And yeah, it's shit, but that's just how it works. He's not just going to take 2 players on and lose possession. He's going to turn around and keep the ball. And yes, it's dead. We want more, but you're not going to get more from him. That's what I'm saying. That's him at this moment in time without a left back.
I think people need to understand is we're not excusing Jack Grealish. We're not saying he had a good game yesterday and then people should.
No, because there's people, right, who if you don't say this is the fact, if you don't say Jack Grealish is shite, he's a waste of money, we should never have signed him for 100 million, and he's a B-Tech player, then people won't have the conversation. Because that's what people want to hear.
That's what I was about to say there. We're literally talking about Jack Grealish and how we can get the best out of Jack Grealish.
Because that's what I'm saying. If you want to get the best out of this player that you spent £100 million on, which I would imagine most people do, then in my opinion, this is what you need to do. And if you don't do that, then this is what you've got. And that's what I'm telling you. This is the Jack Grealish you've got, which you don't want. If you want more out of him, you've got to sign a left back. If not, no problem. This is the best you're going to get. But don't blame Jack Grealish because this is what the club signed him. We've had him last year.
They looked at him, yeah.
What, you just thought because he had a year, he'd just suddenly start doing sick all of a sudden? No. Players just don't automatically just become sick. Something happens. That's what I'm saying, man.
Manuel, by the way, Messi was free and we bought Grealish. Messi became available just after we signed Grealish as well, which was a bit of a ripper. But the Messi train that sailed the year out of him. But I do think like we are allowed to have a conversation about Jack Grealish without just saying sitting here and going Jack Grealish is shit and he's wasting money and he needs to go. Like we can say that we want, but that ain't gonna do anything. We're not making excuses for him. I'm making a single excuse for a minute. I ain't making no excuse. We're just talking about him.
He stressed me out yesterday in the watch along, man. I said it was some points yesterday, like he was stressing me out.
Yeah, because
he will stress me out because this is the Jack Grealish, in my opinion, you've got until you get support on that left hand side.
Bro, we're literally saying it ain't working. How is that an excuse for Jack Grealish? I don't see it. KP Masters with a 5 says LB allow it. Grealish is dead food. The guy costs 100 million. You have to get another player to support him. Really, that's funny as well because that's exactly what you just said there.
Really,
of like what people want.
Yes, really. That is the truth. You've hit the nail on the head. We do have to get another player to support him.
The prodigal Fraudson says right wing Grealish can at least cross to Haaland instead. Yeah, I just don't see it ever happening. I don't think he's ever played right wing. So I don't think that's a thing. Abubakar says, why do we need a left back? Mahrez is pretty well without an overlapping right back.
I think Mahrez has got better ball control, so he can shift the ball quicker. I think he's got a better delivery into the box with his left foot crossing. I think they're completely different players just because they're
both cut in. I mean, the exact same, innit? Like, but they're the similar style of players because they both do the same thing. But
rating then.
Oh yeah, rating.
I'll give him a rating. I'm gonna give him a 5. I'm gonna give him the same as Rodri.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He was trash. He was trash yesterday. He didn't impact the game. Although we did get he got a pre-assist. He got a pre-assist.
He did actually. Yeah,
he got a pre-assist. 5.5.
And that was nice play. Yeah, maybe I give him a 5.5.
5.5. He got a pre-assist.
Yeah, there we go.
What a stat.
Right, let's move. What did the Xtra Club give him?
The Xtra Club gave him a 5.6. Oh, they give him a 5.6. There we go. Love it.
There we go.
Right, let's move on from him because people get stressed.
Yeah, let's move on to Mahrez then. 90 minutes played yesterday. Got 1 assist, which was brilliant. That bit of play for the goal was absolutely superb. Had one shot on target, one shot blocked, 2 dribble attempts, 1 successful, 50 passes with 6 misplaced, 88% pass accuracy, 5 key passes, 2 big chances, which obviously was the goal, and then the chance for Rodri at the end he created. So he could have had 2 assists yesterday. And I'd just seen the Rodri chance back.
Oh God, I've seen it. It's
shocking. 3 ground duels, won 1. Didn't win his aerial duel, and that's pretty much it. I think you look at it yesterday. I think Riyad obviously done absolute madness for the goal.
For our goal, yeah, he's mint.
Other than that, I think it was probably just like a little bit quiet. Tried to get involved a little bit more. Tried to drift in field, which I liked a little bit, but then doesn't really leave you with any width because you've got John Stones playing. You don't have a proper right back, so that's a problem. Put the ball in for Rodri on the final second of the game, which Rodri should have scored. That should have been another assist for him. That should have been 2 assists for Mahrez. So, in terms of like what he actually did, I think over the overall 90 minutes for me was probably a little bit quiet. However, you know, he did create the chances, man. He did create the chances. Yeah. He got the assist, and we should have got another assist at the end. So
I was going to give him a 7. I'm thinking 7. He got the assist. Did bits for that assist. Should have had more assists. Like, end of the day, I'm just saying flat 7. And I also think that Mahrez, as we've been saying time and time again, well, as you've been definitely pushing, is you can't argue that he is on his way back into form. Like, given the fact, obviously yesterday, allow it, do you know what I mean? But he did get an assist yesterday, but he is on his way back into form.
He should have had 2.
Yeah.
He's 100% had 2, shouldn't he?
Yeah, so I was just full saying 7. Mr. Ahmed
I'm going to
says...
give him a 7.5, you know. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Yeah, no, I can allow that. Mr. Ahmed says, don't forget the penalty. What penalty? Oh, no, that weren't a penalty, innit? It weren't a penalty. We had a look at it. It weren't penalty.
I'm not sure what happened there, to be honest.
Yeah, a bit of a rip, that one. The Xtra Club give him a 6.6, which I think is a bit low.
I think that's low. He got an assist. He should have got a second assist at the end of the game because the ball to Rodri is perfect. And that's the thing. So people are saying, well, why doesn't Mahrez need a fullback? Because Mahrez can literally, he's got the better ball control. He can keep the ball better closer than Grealish for me. So then as soon as he got the ball, he can just quickly shift it to his left-hand side and put the ball in, and his crosses are better than Grealish. That's why.
Yeah.
As shown yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I think he done all right yesterday. Let's move on to the man, the striker.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland yesterday, 90 minutes played, 1 goal, 0.6 XG. So it's nice to see that he did better than that. 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 1 big chance missed, 18 touches, 11 passes, 4 unsuccessful, 1 cross unsuccessful, won 2 out of his 5 ground duels, and didn't win any of his 2 aerial duels. Put the ball in the back of the net. That 1 goal should have been enough. We shouldn't have conceded the 2nd goal. So he's done his job. Did he have the impact on the game that he normally does? Probably not, but we didn't create the chances that we normally do. So, we didn't create the chances like we did against Leeds, right? Where we got 5 chances that he should have scored.
Yeah.
I don't remember. What was the big chance that he missed? This is saying that he missed a big chance. Can anyone remember the big chance? Someone in the chat will remember this. Someone who...
I don't remember the big chance.
What was the chance that he missed? I can't remember, man. He went past the keeper. Surely it wasn't that one.
Oh, yeah, when he rounded the keeper at the side net. Yeah, that'll be it.
Nah, was that a big chance?
Yeah. I think it is, though. You could say it's a big chance, yeah, because if he takes it first time, like we said on the replay, he has a better opportunity, but he takes it round the keeper.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit harsh call, a big chance miss, but...
Yeah, it's a tight angle.
The point is...
I agree,
yeah,
it's too tight of an angle. I just think that is the one that they are talking about.
Yeah, point is he didn't get the chances, and the only chance that he did have yesterday, that was a big chance, he scored, which was a very difficult chance. So... he done his job. He scored the goal. We should have seen it out. We should have won 1-0. So it's not his fault, really. Obviously didn't get the chances. So it's a bit like Ederson. If you don't get the chances to make the saves, you can't really get a massive rating.
Yeah,
he didn't really show us. He didn't get the chances to score yesterday. So the only chance he did get to score for me, he scored.
We have the Haaland calculator rating. Do you know what I mean? We have the formula, and that puts his rating at a 7.5 on that Haaland formula.
You're so funny because I was actually going to give him a 7.5 without even.
Same, and it works, innit? It works.
Yeah, I was going to give him a 7.5. I think Mahrez created the goal. He scored the goal, and Mahrez created a great chance at the end to win it. So yeah, fair dues.
It's funny that I didn't know like the rating thing of that Haaland, like the formula just works. It just works.
The thing is then, so for you, because obviously right now we've got Haaland and Mahrez, and did I say Kev? I think I might have Kev on 7.5 as well. So who's your man of the match then for this? Because for me, everyone was pretty poor, but Mahrez
everyone was pretty poor.
Mahrez in for a shout?
Mahrez, yeah, I think I think Mahrez should be man of the match personally.
He got the assist, which was absolutely incredible, and then in the last second of the game, he put a peach ball in the box for Rodri, who should have scored. Rodri should have scored. He should have had 2 assists.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a man of the match, Paul.
Yeah, I agree. Mahrez should probably be the man of the match.
Anyone else?
Haaland, by the way, Xtra Club members give Haaland a 7.2, which is close to the standard driller anyway. But yeah,
there's no one else in contention just before I send it, innit? It's just
who have you put?
Haaland.
Yeah, it's just Mahrez, Haaland. Maybe the people want Rico Lewis, but I'd just full send Mahrez, Haaland. I think
I could do Rico. I could have Rico in. He did have a good game, to be fair, so I'll lock him in there. Yeah, but for me, Mahrez, man, that play where he created the goal, I just thought it was absolutely super.
Mahrez is definite.
The poll is in the chat, by the way, guys. So make sure you vote on that. Make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so yet. We're 2 likes away from 150.
Yes.
And make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Download the One Football app if you want all your transfer news, transfer rumours, in-game stats, and match commentary, and much, much more. It's all free on the One Football app. Use our link in the description to get on that. Hamadness says it's a pen braid. Defender stepped on Riyad's foot. Watch it again. Well, I'll watch it again, bro.
To be fair, we did actually say at the time that they hadn't showed us an angle, like a different angle from the one that we've seen where we looked at it and was like, yeah, this ain't it. And we said, because they just showed us one angle from the angle that we seen was like, yeah, that ain't a pen.
The angle that we seen, Hamad, bro, is dead.
It was like, yeah, this ain't a pen. That no chance. But like I say, we'll have to look at it again and see if it is. If it should have been a pen, I think that's a bit of a rip then because, I was looking at his foot from the angle that we was looking at. No. What else am I going to be looking at? I'm looking for contact, but they looked like there was absolutely no contact. That's what I was looking for, bro, innit? Any contact, and I didn't see it.
We'll look again. The subs, by the way, all came on with like 3 minutes to go plus stoppage time. I'm just going to give them all 6. The only thing I would say about this, right, and I'm interested to know if you guys in the chat agree. Julian Alvarez, if you're bringing him on with 10 minutes to go, right, off the bench, you need to tell him to stay in the penalty area because if he doesn't, he runs around and gives fouls away because he's energetic. I don't want to take that away from him, but I don't want him fouling players when I've got 10 minutes to score a goal. And his actual touch of the ball isn't the best. If you're throwing him on with 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go to get us a goal, you've got to tell him to stay in the penalty area because otherwise, I actually think he makes us worse when he's running around chasing the ball because his touch ain't, like I say, touch ain't great. And he's going into plays a little bit too hard because he's so desperate to help the team and get the ball back. I'm not trying to criticise him. I'm just saying if you are bringing him on off the bench, get him in the penalty.
Bro, if you're bringing him on, you can't have him as your left back.
I know.
Bro, when he came on, he basically just stayed in that left back position. It was dead. Like, he needs to be in and around the box so that if a half chance comes, he can take it. Or he creates a distraction for other players. But then again, I think the subs, 87th minute to make the subs is a bit of a rip.
Well, that then brings us on to Pep Guardiola. Rating for Pep Guardiola. What are you saying?
I mean, I can see the X Club's rating there, and I'd probably just agree with that. I think it's poor from Pep.
I mean,
it's poor from Pep. Like,
okay, so this is what I'm going to say, right? This 3 at the back thing, don't like it.
This system, innit? Yeah.
Don't like it. I think it works in some games, and I think when it works, I think it's going to look like just incredible. But when it doesn't work, it's just trash. I think he should have took Rico Lewis off at around 60 minutes, said it in the watch along, so it's not reactionary. Said it then, should have happened. Should have put Kyle Walker on. Probably at some point should have whacked Cancelo on for Nathan Ake. and gone to a flat back 4. I think that's the thing that he should have done. And this is all my opinion. I'm a fan, just taking my opinion. And I think that for me, I would have really liked to see Phil Foden be put in the middle for Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva wasn't doing anything. I'd really like to have seen Phil Foden be put in the middle. And that's something that I'm starting now.
I know.
I want to see Phil Foden playing that midfield, not on left wing.
I can't give Pep any negative points for not putting Phil Foden in the midfield, though, as that's something that Pep never does.
Yeah, well, I can say that. I think.
But I mean, I can't rate Pep more negatively for not putting like Phil Foden in midfield. Does that make sense? Like, if Phil Foden's coming on for me, I understand that he will be playing on the left hand side or the right hand side. He'll be playing as a winger. Like, that's where I just see that because that's what Pep does in it. So I'm used to that nowadays, and I'm fine for that. And I'm fine for Phil Foden coming on and playing left wing and trying to switch it up a little bit, but. Yeah, I still think it was an L from Pep. The fact that he made subs 3 minutes before the end of the match, like, yeah, I get it. Like, we got 11 minutes of added time, but still, subs needs to be done a lot earlier. Like you said, bringing Kyle Walker on, a bit more surety. I think that would have been a good move. I think the thing is as well, most of these players, bar Bernardo Silva, played against Thingy. They played 2 days previous. So I thought it would have just made sense for Guardiola to make subs earlier anyway, but like, you know what I mean? It's just clearly not a Pep thing, the subs.
I'm happy to give him 5.
Yeah, I've gone with 4 for Pep. I think it was just arse, but it is what it is.
Referee, by the way, Andrew Madley. I thought
he was terrible. He kept. It was really just stopping the game at every given opportunity and just ruining the actual flow. Bro, in the watch on me and you were sat there saying we wanted the game to end because it was that dull. Because we weren't watching football, we were watching players sat on the floor. And that, like I said yesterday, that's not just Everton players, it was City players as well. It was just literally just sat there watching players on the floor, go down, foul, waste all the time, start again.
Yeah, really poor performance. The Extra could have given him a 0.5 out of 10. I mean, I wouldn't give him too much better. I thought he was super poor. Stop, start. Got his cards out for both teams way too much. 7 cards in total. I thought he lost control of the game.
Yeah, he did. The mic issue as well, bro. The mic issues, yeah. No, not about that.
What did they do? They need to sort that out. So yeah, not good for him. Man of the match, you guys have voted and you've gone for Riyad Mahrez with 54% of the vote. I have to agree with that. I would give it to Riyad Mahrez as well, which I think is probably his first man of the match award of the season. So GG's to Riyad there. So there, your player ratings. Not great, but we have to get them done. We have to have the conversation. Obviously, Chelsea coming up on Thursday. That's not going to be easy.
The good thing is
get the wins now.
The good thing is now we can move. Well, I say the good thing. The good thing is that mentally we can just move on from this. Like, that's all you can do now, isn't it? Basically, it's a rip that we're now 7 points behind. We've just got to move on, innit? We just got to move on, keep going, and hope City can pick up a bit of form now. There's some massive games coming up. So sooner rather than later, please, boys. And maybe this Everton game will be a little bit of a kick up the arse from. Maybe it'll just be like, look, you can't come back from the World Cup and have it all easy. It's not how it's going to be, mate. You got to put in a graft to it if you want to win this league.
Some might say Brentford.
Brentford should have been that, but I think Brentford was an easy escape, bro. Because of the World Cup, straight away you go to the World Cup, so the players are instantly get off of it. Because they play that game, after that, straight fly out, go to World Cup, you got away with it. Whereas there ain't no hiding now. You can't wait for no breaks. This is it. But like I say, is what it is now.
Completely fair. Right, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Every player done. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's a difficult one.
Terrible one.
Interesting debate, you know what I mean? And it's one of them. People have strong opinions, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, man. Opinions. That's what football's about. We're back again this evening, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Go download the One Football app for us, guys. Completely free. If you download it, you do help support the channel. So we super appreciate you, man. And we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.